What is up, guys? This is Japes, and this is going to be another episode of FIFAnomics. This was my episode 2 hybridism squad, and what we're doing right now is we're sending them to the trade pile. I've already sold off my episode 3 squad, but what I do, people ask to see my squads all the time. You know, they assume because I trade cards frequently, or used to at least trade cards frequently. To be honest, I haven't really been feeling like doing loads of trading, and so the way I make coins now is I build a squad and then sell them on for more. It's just that simple. It's a way of trading without actually focusing, loads on trading. But I sent that squad to the trade pile. And guys, I only play with one squad at a time. So I've got my next squad built that I've been using recently. And so now what you're going to see is I'm going to list these cards for an hour. I'll come back after the end of the hour, see what's sold. I don't expect all these cards to sell, to be honest. I kind of forgot the prices that I bought these cards for. The reason they're at zero profit or whatever is because I put them onto my other gamer tag to play some games with some people over there, and then I put them back onto this gamer tag to sell them on to keep all my coins in one area. But the reason that I only play with one squad at a time is because I don't like having my coins invested in players that I'm not using. I like having my coins able to work for me. And what I mean by, having my coins able to work for me is that if I have, say I had left this squad sitting on, in my club, I'm not using them. They're just sitting there. Nobody else can use these cards, so it's, I put the cards back out on the market, for other people to buy them and for me to make some coins. But so say, I see a crazy deal, this squad's maybe worth 150K or something like that. I'm not, that's just me guessing. And so say they're worth 150K and I have 722,000 coins right now. So say there was a player that was worth, 800,000 coins. I wouldn't be able to buy that player with all these guys sitting in my clubs or in my club. And so say there was a deal for a player rather worth 800, maybe he was worth 900,000 coins and he was selling for 800,000 coins. I wouldn't be able to buy that player to make that profit because these guys are just sitting in my clubs. So if you guys are trying to make coins, the thing to do is to play with one squad at a time. Now, one of the basic principles that I talk about is you have to have coins to make coins. If you don't have coins, then you can't buy players and trade players. It's just, it's just that simple. So, advice to you guys, if you're trying to make more coins, if you have any players in your club that you don't use, by all means, sell them on, and get those coins. If you have players on your subs bench that are worth, 40, 50,000 coins, unless you bring them in quite frequently or you just like having that super stack squad, subs bench included. Otherwise, sell them on. Get that 40 to 50K more to trade with, because we've seen with power hours now that if you have, 40 to 50,000 coins, you can a lot of times double your money or, increase it by 50, 75%. And that's really, really a good thing to do. So now we've listed all these cards. I'll be back here in about an hour. We'll see if anything's sold. I'm hopeful stuff will sell, but I'm not, 100% positive that it will. So let's get to it. All right, just showing you my total trade profit. I get asked what that is a lot. I think we're almost up to 14,500,000 coins. So there you have seen it. Marlowe sold, Diego Suaza will sell, and Juka actually sold during the sequence. I went in and checked, but now this is just me dropping the price and relisting them. I figured if they didn't sell one time on Sunday, might as well, I just want the coins now. I don't really feel like waiting and maximizing profit. Just because that way I can have the coins to go invest in my next squad. But made a nice little profit. I remember that I did buy Marlowe's for like 50,000 coins, 48,000 coins, so maybe made 5 or 6K on him. Not too bad. Diego Suaza though, I bought for like 7,000 coins the week that he came at the end of the week that he came out, and so him selling on for 20K is a nice 13K profit. That is what I would call a long sell, where you hold onto a card and let his value increase. But anyways, guys, this is Japes. This has been an episode of FIFAnomics, and I will catch you all next.